Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is Tuesday, August 26th, time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. I'm glad you're here, as I am every night, every time we get here on the stream and have some of you that we can help out, answer your questions, and give you a forecast too. So welcome aboard, and let's get right into it. We have another cool night on the way. In fact, we may tie or get close to a record overnight. And early Wednesday morning. We do have some warmer air moving in, but again, it's not going to be that kind of heat that we had earlier in the month. It's going to be actually very pleasant, just a little warmer, but still less humid. This morning's low was 51 against the record of 50. 52 was our forecast for tomorrow morning, where the record is 51. By Thursday, we start to get milder temps there. Our forecast of 55 doesn't come anywhere close to that 48-degree record low. Our dew points have settled right around 50 degrees, so that's a good indicator of about how cool it will get tonight. We do have a clear sky out there. I don't know if you got out to see that crescent moon there in the west, but very pretty night in progress out there right now, and we're expecting more of the same for the remainder of the week. Very dry forecast too. We haven't really had much, if any, chance of rain here for the last couple of weeks, and it's going to stay dry all the way through the Labor Day weekend and into the first half of next week. Our longer range look here at rain potential on the GFS, again pretty stingy with virtually no rain in the cards here for us through the week. That cool air has definitely made some progress toward the Gulf here. It continues to sink in. We have mid-60s to around 70 and even low 60s up there. Cleveland at 60 right now. And the chillier air will continue to flow in out of Canada, and that's going to keep us pretty much where we've been for the last couple of days, in a very comfortable place. Around the area right now, we have 60 in Mount Carmel, Henderson at 57, Huntingburg 59, and Greenville there at 66. Our temperatures falling well within the normal, or outside of, I guess, the normal bounds, at least on the low end, 51 and 78 there, about 9 degrees cooler than the normal high. For the month, we have had 2 days now with highs in the 70s. Today or tomorrow will actually make it 3. I think we will still only see a high of about 79 or so, and no rain really for the last couple of weeks, and probably a lot more. For some of you, the rain has not really been equitable. We've had little spotty showers out there, but we haven't had a good soaker for everybody in quite some time, back to July. Tomorrow, highs in the upper 70s again, just like we did today. The big map showing a lot of rain and thunderstorm activity in the southwest. That's part of the monsoon pattern, which we're going to talk about in Science Corner. But here in the tri-state, we have a blocking high pressure overhead, and that's going to keep everything quiet. Our tropical system there for non continues to weaken and move to the northeast now at 40 miles per hour. That's a minimal tropical storm. If it gets below 39, it becomes a tropical depression again, and that will likely happen before the end of the week. No thunderstorm potential anywhere for Tuesday, for today, or tomorrow. Maybe some scattered, just general thunderstorms, and then Thursday down to our south, but nothing here in the tri-state. And that's because we have high pressure. Sinking air around the high pretty much impedes any kind of thunderstorm growth or convection or lift in the atmosphere. And that's how it's going to go all the way to the start of that long weekend. Looking ahead, the GFS and European are both advertising chances for rain by the middle of next week now. For the GFS, it would be sometime Wednesday, Thursday, and the European was also kind of homing in on maybe Wednesday or Thursday for a rain chance across the tri-state. So that we'll just have to wait and see on that. 51 tonight, tomorrow up to 79 degrees, and our 7-day forecast is still dry, cooler than normal, and quite pleasant into next week. Longer range, we stay cool past Labor Day and into most of next week. And now the longer range starting to show a return, at least, of some rain chances. That faint green there, meaning lighter than normal rainfall, but at least something out there. All right, our pet pick tonight, that's June and Zoe out there having a big old time Look at that grin out there. Well, actually, both of them are pretty happy dogs. Those are Beth's dogs. So Beth, thanks for the pic there of the girls out running around the backyard. All right, let's see if anybody has questions out here. And we will get that in here in just a second. Okay, well, this is interesting. I'm showing up in Reels. I don't like Reels on Facebook. It's weird for me. Let's see. William Raleigh says, Happy National Dog Day from Sarnia, Canada. All right. Well, man, you went right to the source. No middleman. If you're in Canada, you're where the cool air is coming from. Jeff Miller in Savas says, another great evening. Laura Gray in Dawson Springs is watching, and Cheyenne Hammonds is on there this evening, too. All right. I promised you just a real quick treatise here on the monsoon season over the southwest. And, you know, this is a 24-hour radar loop, so you're seeing those showers and storms that came through Phoenix. Ahead of those, we had a dust storm, or haboob, out there, which shut down the airport, obscured visibility, and generally disrupted life for a few hours in the Phoenix area. Dust storms are created in much the same way that we have thunderstorms. In fact, oftentimes they precede a thunderstorm. That downdraft or downburst and wind fanning out then kicks up the dust on the ground and throws it into the air. Of course, in a desert climb like you have in Arizona, lots of dust out there in the desert to be picked up and blown around. The main hazard is typically the low visibility, which makes driving extremely dangerous, but also flying can be an issue for planes. The dust can interfere with mechanical parts like jets and so forth. And of course, there's the health aspect too, with breathing and health issues. Now, occasionally these storms collapse, and if that is the case, which it was over Phoenix the other day, then you have a microburst. And in our case with Phoenix, you had dry air that basically went in and snuffed out the rain and cooled the air aloft, which then forced it to crash to the ground and created winds that were well over 80 miles per hour. I also mentioned it's the monsoon season in the southwest. This is the time of year when the wind direction shifts and begins to blow in from the Pacific Ocean. And the reason that happens is during the winter time, when the ground is cool and the water is warmer, the air wants to move toward the warmer air where you have lower pressure. Right? You have rising air there. And so you would have an offshore wind going on. But this time of the year, the surface or the ground surface tends to be quite a bit warmer than the ocean. And so you kind of reverse the process where cool air sinking out here over the Pacific is then forced inland, and it rises there to fill the void of low pressure left by that heat. And so this carries moisture in off the Pacific and into the inland areas, and it comes down in the form of monsoonal or seasonal rainfall, but occasionally you get a dust storm in the bargain. That's all I have for you this evening. You can check out the First Alert forecast on 14 News at 10. I think we're back to a regular roster tomorrow, meaning Byron Douglas returns for the morning stream shows and sunrise. Arden will be with you during the midday hour, and I'll be back here tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you on 14 News at 10. Stay safe.